All right. So when I was in Wichita, Kansas, remember the Lord said that the forefathers of that council of men that would find out the truth and they would set me free, and then the men of authority would set me free, and my son would walk. Well, the when I was in Kansas, I actually fell and I broke the vertebrae in my neck at the top and bottom. And this is actually the vertebrae where you're supposed to be paralyzed. And so I'm really, really blessed. And I actually cracked my skull open from the front to the back. And the doctors, the hospital missed it. For 18 months, they kept telling me I just had a contusion. My grandfather said my eyeballs looked like they were bulging out of my eyes. They were bulging and they were like wobbly. I couldn't even see across the room at all. I couldn't see sand, daylight, any kind of light, sound, anything. You had to be real quiet around me for a long, long time. For 18 months, I suffered severely. But the forefathers of the world came to me, right? And yeah, the forefathers of the world came to me after I fell in and I got hurt. And it was so glorious. Pope Francis felt like his huge heartbeat, and just peaceful and heavenly. And the arch cardinal, he felt like kind of like a fluttering butterfly, but like a heartbeat, but fluttering butterfly, just peaceful and heavenly. And Bishop Kimmy from Wichita, Kansas came also. They held my hand, and the Lord rose us up, and the Lord said, Tanya Marie Hampton is the child I created for the arch cardinal for the forefathers of the world to, right? But I was the child that he created for the arch cardinal of the world to love as his very own child. And that I would always serve him with my forefathers, right? Well, they actually healed me spiritually. They pulled my spine out of my skull as my spine was actually lodged at the bottom of my skull, and it was touching the, what is that called? Your stem right there. And it was causing firing in my brain. Well, that was one of the reasons I was having fire in my brain. I have a serious injury to my nervous system, come to find out too, because I kept telling my father, those nerves that run up and down your spine, I said, those wires that run up and down your spine, mine are ripped and they're shortening out. He was like, those aren't wires. He's like, those are nerves. But it felt like a wire that was shortening out and it was fired in my brain, like a wire that's spliced, that you plug into the wall. Well, that's what it felt like, that was going up and down my back, and up and down my spine, and it was fired in my brain. So the forefathers of the world, not only did they do that, but they took a string and they tied it around that vertebrae to hold it into place. And the Lord had spoken and said that I would never crawl in the world, I would always walk. As I was accused of some horrible, awful sins that, well, wasn't it my ex-mother-in-law's sinful thoughts, as she thought that when she was questioned, she thought that she needed to protect her son, and in order for us growing up, she thought she needed to say these lies and sins and place them, and do this so that she could protect her son, which she never needed to do. Because me and her son were married for 10 years. We had 4 children, and our son was born 3 months premature, and he has cerebral palsy. Well, me and my ex-husband got into a fight, a physical argument, and he hit me, and I had my son 3 months premature. Well, it just so happens that you remember when I walked with God, and God said I was 777 years old. He said, you're going to go to heaven, and give you all your sins, you're going to go to heaven. Not that that was one of them, because God spoke about that. No, this was one of my sins that my ex-mother-in-law accused me of. I didn't even say what it was. I don't want to. It's horrible. I started crying to God. I was like, please forgive my ex-husband. Please forgive me. Please forgive me, And God said, it's not his fault either, And because he said that, and it's not the doctor's fault either. See, cerebral palsy is caused by lack of oxygen during birth, right? Well, the doctor gave me, my bag actually ripped at the top, right underneath the middle of my ribs. And all the water had almost leaked out, and it was sitting inside me. So none of it was leaking out of me vaginally. it's sitting inside of me, and that'll set up an infection. It's on top of all my vital organs, your liver, everything. Your liver, your kidneys, your everything. And that can actually kill you. So the doctor gave me an antibiotic called Ansa. And they put more water in me while I was receiving this antibiotic. And then after I received it, he said it's the quickest way for me and my child both receive this antibiotic. So we received this antibiotic, and then afterwards, when he delivered me, when we went to deliver my son, we both died. I'm going to find out I was highly allergic to Ansep, and I cannot take that. And so we both died. And then when I came back alive, my ex-husband was over me, protecting me from not to see my son born so young and so premature. And he said, it's okay, it's okay. And he leaned up, and I could see that he was actually breathing. He said he's breathing. So anyways, the point of it is that it wasn't his fault. Now, we were wrong for fussing and fighting, and we, neither one of us should have been doing that. And however, that is not why our son ended up disabled, and it was because the antibiotic, and I died, and that's why. That's why when I asked God, please, he's like, it's not y'all's fault. It wasn't our fault, And as any parent knows that has a disabled child, you always wonder, what could I have done? What did I do wrong? What could I have done better? And we're actually blessed. We have an angel amongst us. Well, I don't know. He's in disguise. I'm just kidding. We thank God for him every day. Thanks again for letting me share with you. God bless.